Hey, it's Rachel Cooke, your modern mentor. I'm the founder of Lead Above Noise, where we help leaders tweak how their teams do the work so that results stay strong and engagement and well-being thrive inside the work. When leaders struggle here, no one wins. I would love to come speak at your next event or offsite to deliver the clarity, confidence, and tools your leaders need to bring this shift to life. Reach out today at leadabovenoise.com/connect. So, speaking of speaking, I was speaking just last week to an organization's leadership team. And to kick things off, I asked everyone to just choose an emoji that reflected how 2025 has felt for them. And let's just say, had this been a popularity contest, poop would have been crowned both king and queen. 2025's been a hard and heavy year for a lot of people. And a lot of what made it so hard, all the uncertainty around us, the constant change, the things outside of our control, it's not likely to fade as we turn the calendar to 2026. But this is not a reason to feel helpless. Instead, I would love us together to find ways to feel empowered, to face 2026 and beyond in ways that leave us feeling, if not in control, then just armed and ready to tackle it head on. Today, I'd love to share some of my favorite practices to help us focus on our locus of control, to focus on what we can actually influence. These are 5 practices I'm recommending to my clients as we head into the new year and beyond. The first is check your ambition. I don't mean shrink it. I mean actually check whether you're chasing something you really want. I had a client this year. He was the head of sales for his organization, and his CEO had asked me to help him find his footing. Throughout our sessions, he kept saying there were elements of his job that he just didn't understand. But as we kept talking, I realized that I don't understand was kind of code for I do understand, I just don't like it. He understood perfectly, he just didn't like the job. So eventually, I had to ask him, do you actually want this job? And he reflected and ultimately decided the answer was no. He wanted to be selling, not managing sellers. The ambition to climb the ladder had taken him somewhere he didn't really want to be. So just check on your ambition. Are you frustrated because something is unclear or because you're chasing something you don't actually want? Do you really want that promotion? Do you want to do the stuff it takes to lead people? Are you actually fulfilled in this role, this function, this organization? There are no wrong answers. There's just a cost to not asking. Next, make your work connective. We're still in a loneliness epidemic. Too many of us are working in silos, heads down, isolated, disconnected from the people around us. And work is a great excuse to change that. So find ways to use your work to connect with more people, more ideas, more experts. Maybe it's reaching out to someone in a different department to learn what they're working on, or asking a colleague to collaborate on something instead of doing it solo. Maybe it's joining a professional community or attending an industry event you've been putting off. Work doesn't have to be isolating, but it feels that way, and you have more power than you think to change it. Connection is healthy, and you can build it into how you work if you're intentional about it. Next, infuse more purpose. I made this active. I'm saying infuse versus discover, which feels more passive. I'm not talking about some singular existential quest. I don't mean figure out how to save babies. I mean find more purpose inside the work you're already doing. Ask yourself, how does this task, this action, this meeting, this spreadsheet connect to something I care about? Maybe it's bringing ease to your organization or helping more customers find your products. Maybe it's protecting your company's bottom line or supporting a colleague who's overwhelmed. Maybe it's learning a skill that will serve you down the road. Just find some kind of meaning inside the work that you're proud of, something that makes the work feel like it matters. Not in a cosmic sense, but in a more tangible way. Purpose doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be there. Next, be more discerning. This one's really about questioning the meetings, the expenditures of time, the yeses you're giving away too easily. Rather than asking yourself, am I available for this? We all need to start asking, is this the most impactful thing I can do right now? It's a reframe. Don't just look at your availability, look at your impact. You might be available for a meeting, but is that meeting the best use of your time? Or could you create more value by finishing the project you're already working on? Or having a one-on-one conversation instead of sitting in a room with 15 people? Being discerning isn't about saying no to everything. It's about being strategic with your yeses, about recognizing that your time and energy are finite, and choosing where to spend them based on what actually moves things forward is a win. And finally, stay agile. Uncertainty isn't moving on anytime soon. So we need to be prepared without being paralyzed. Be aware, but not cynical. Don't assume your project will be shut down, but be prepared. If it were to be shut down, what have you learned or gained that you can bring with you? What value have you already added to your organization? Don't assume your job will be eliminated, but be prepared. Have a resume that's ready. Be activating your network. Reach out and stay in touch with people so you're ready for whatever comes your way. Agility isn't about living in fear. It's about building resilience and being prepared. It's about staying grounded in what you're doing now while also keeping one eye on what might come next. The uncertainty isn't going away, but you can choose how to meet it. These 5 practices won't make 2026 easy. They won't eliminate the uncertainty or the challenge, but they'll help you focus on what you can control, and that's where your power lives. So as you head into the new year, pick 1 or 2 of these to try and see what shifts. I'd love to hear what you choose. Shoot me a note at rachel@leadabovenoise.com and tell me what you're bringing into 2026. You can follow Modern Mentor on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Find and follow me on LinkedIn. Thanks so much for listening and have a successful week. Modern Mentor is a quick and dirty tips podcast. Thanks to the QDT team. Audio engineer Dan Farabend. Director of podcasts Holly Hutchings. Ad operations specialist Morgan Christensen. Marketing manager Rebecca Sebastian. And our marketing contractor Nat Hoops.